Bună seara tuturor, bine v-am regăsit la un nou episod al orei de educație. Noutatea va fi că începutul emisiunii va fi singura parte în limba română, pentru că va fi ceva diferit și toată această discuție se va desfășura în limba engleză. So, welcome to the Hour of Education, and this is a special day for me. Because as I told to him earlier, this is the first TV show only in English. I've had Alessa here last month ago, but she had a translator and I've talked in Romanian, half Romanian, half English. But now this is the first time for me when I have to discuss only in English with one of the most important guests, from Israel. And it's about the PDG Haim Kenneth, the Assistant Coordinator of Rotary International Region 24, Zone 21A.
Right.
Welcome. Good evening, because it's evening with the hour of the diffusing it. Good evening, and I hope you are not so nervous as I am.
Well, good evening. I'm happy to be here. It's my pleasure to assist and to give you all the knowledge that I can.
I'm just curious, why Slatina? Why did you come here?
Well, I've got a relative, or my wife's relative in Slatina, that we came to visit him. And as I am a Rotarian, I'm obliged to visit the local clubs where I am visiting, as my capacity is Rotary Coordinator of Zone 21A, which includes Romania. So it was a very good chance to get on Wednesday evening, when the Slatina Rotary Club is meeting, to meet the President Andrea and the rest of the members of the club, and to become known to them.
They had a meeting yesterday. You were participated. What was the feeling?
It was great, great. Every time that a Rotarian comes to a place in the world and finds a Rotary club in that area, it's very good feeling to know other Rotarians, because all Rotarians in the world, we are around 14,000 members all around the world, and we are 14,000 not 14,000, 1,400,000 members around the world, and friends. So every time that a Rotarian comes to a different club around the world, he becomes friend and of that club, and it's a wonderful feeling.
You told me about the area. You told me about the zone. What are these area? What is an area? What is a zone in Rotary terms?
Rotary is divided into regions, different regions. We've got 38 regions around the world. Then every region have zones. We belong to Region 24, which have two zones. Zone 21A, which includes Israel and Eastern and Central Europe,
okay,
and 21B, which includes the Middle East and the eastern, very, very eastern part of Europe, like Armenia, Uzbekistan, etc.
Okay. So
every zone have districts.
Okay.
And in our zone, we've got 11 districts. Romania and Moldova is one district.
2241.
2241. Israel is a different district, 2490, and we've got other districts in the zone.
Yeah, you told me that Israel is the unique district which with only one country.
Right. Israel, we have 66 clubs with 1,400 members. That's why we are a district by itself.
You told me that that was not the first visit in Romania. You visited us
Several times
and long time ago, right?
Several times in the past, yes. We had mutual dealings with Romania. We help Romania. Romania helps Israel. We have got very good ties all during the years with Romania and Rotary in Romania since it was established. And we've got good connections. We did a lot of grants, matching grants, global grants, and all kinds of projects together.
Is Romania an active participant on these projects, on these grants?
Of course. Romania have a lot of grants, a lot of projects. Some of them are mutual and with Israel, some of them with other countries, some of them by themselves. But Romania is very participant in Rotary International. It's a very big district that I think that it's the biggest district in the zone with a lot of clubs, more than
Austria
and the
countries.
rest of the countries in the zone.
You told me that in this zone are included Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovenia, Slovakia,
Croatia, Czech Republic, Hungary,
Ukraine,
Romania, Moldova, and Israel.
Okay, so we have a good image. I see. What projects, mutual projects, did you have with Romania and where?
We had a lot of mutual projects, but the biggest one was a few years ago, Save the Child's Heart, that we did with Romania, Israel, and the United States. We've got a very good friend, a Romanian friend, Dana Moldovan from the United States. She is Romanian. And the DRFC, the District Rotary Foundation chair in Romania, was Ovidiu Kos, and I was the District Rotary Foundation chair in Israel. We had a gala dinner in Bucharest to collect donations to that project. Mm-hmm. The project itself is bringing children from the third world countries to Israel and to have heart operation to them. Now the point was that we wanted to enlarge the project to Romania, and instead of bringing children from Romania to Israel, which we did in the past, we wanted to teach the doctors in Romania how to perform the operations in Romania. So what we did is we sent Israeli doctors from Israel to Romania to participate in these operations and to teach the Romanian heart specialists how to do operations to save children's hearts, which is different from older people. Mm-hmm. And we succeeded. And we had a very good project. It was 7 or 8 years ago, and it was very successful. And it continues and growing more and more and enlarge itself, because nowadays the Romanian children do not need to come to Israel to have the operation. They can do it in Romania. It saves a lot of money, it helps the children, and it makes more children the opportunity to have these operations. This was only one project that we did some years ago. We had
Did you have any feedback? Sorry to interrupt you. Did you have any feedbacks on this project? And after that, we'll go with the others.
Of course. The feedback was that it was successful. Many children had these operations, as I said, in Romania, all around the country. And because it was successful, the benefit of this project was that more children can have treatments locally and effectively.
Okay, let's talk about the others, because we have just an hour to discuss, and I have a lot of questions.
Well, another project was with some clubs from Haifa and Kishon Rotary Club in the north of Israel, which send Israeli doctors to Yash and Piatra Neamț to operate children, not just with heart and any other diseases, and had mutual benefits with these doctors, teaching them, learning from them, and the Romanian doctor learned from the Israeli doctors, and now they are treating the children and the elderly in these parts of Romania.
Sorry to interrupt. Just to confirm to the our TV viewers, you're an advocate, you're a lawyer. Why this carry on for medical issues?
Not just for medical issues.
Yeah, not just so.
I'm a lawyer in my profession, but I'm a Rotarian. And to be a Rotarian is a way of life. We have 4-way test, a code of ethics that we want and helping the community. And as we are an international organization, it's important to help all the communities around the world. We help also Romania because we have very good ties with ICC Israel Romania and Romania Israel. ICC is Israel Country Committees, and we've got very good ties with Romania, but we operate all around the world. We've got very good ties also with Ukraine and other countries in the world. So it's not just medical or medicine. We are helping countries and communities in India, in Nigeria, in Africa, in South America, in Europe, all around wherever we are needed. For instance, few months ago, there was a very harsh earthquake in Turkey.
Yeah.
And we did 2 global grants with Turkey to help the community and the disaster in Turkey. So it's not just medical, it's just not helping the health, it's also all kinds of projects that involves scholarships, peace, environment, everything that can help the community, the needy, and the general community around the world.
Let's go back to Romania, to the mutual projects. So you told me that on medical part there are a lot of projects, bigger than the others. For scholarship, for education, did you have mutual projects?
Of course. We've got a grant in Israel that is called the Gredinger Fund that brings every year 2 students from around the world to study real special studies in Israel on our expense for 1 year, and it's going for many years now, And we had also students and scholars from Romania, of course, as we had from other countries. And it opens to every student that applies and qualified by the terms of the grant, and it continues every year. We had also Romanian scholarships that came to Israel as part of the peace program that study international peace in Israel, or to perform the part of the education in Israel or in the Middle East, not just Israel.
With the app or outside the app?
Not just the YAP. YAP is usually youth exchange program, but we've got also the peace program and other funds that help scholars and scholarships.
Do you remember from where in Romania were the children in Israel? From Cluj, from Bucharest, or?
I think they were from Bucharest. I can't remember exactly the details, but we had few of them during the years.
Does it work?
Of course. Helping students and making and letting them have the opportunity to succeed helps everybody. Because if you help one student that can in the future help others, you succeeded your task.
Tell me about the polio.
Rotary International during the 1980s decided to fight and migrate the polio and to eradicate it from the world. And the Rotary International started this worldwide vaccination, and the UNESCO, the UN, went alongside the Rotary International, and we started to vaccinate people all around the world. During the 1980s, there were more than 35,000 children dying every day around the world, every day. During the years, we have succeeded to vaccinate all the world's children all around the world, except two small parts of countries nowadays. Today, all the world is vaccinated and free of polio. There are few cases in Pakistan and Afghanistan, which we are fighting them the last few years, and we are continue to fight it. Hopefully that in few years we will be able to eradicate these 6 or 12 cases that were in the past 2 years. Once we will be able to eradicate these children in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and for 3 years this area will be vaccinated and free of polio, we will be able to say that we have migrated and vaccinated all the children of the world of polio. And if it will continue to have this vaccination, there will be a world free of polio. So I think that Rotary International, with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, together succeeded to migrate the world from polio and make the world polio free.
Did you fight against any other disease?
Of course. Rotary International fights the malaria. Nowadays we've got major project in south of Africa, south countries of Africa, to migrate and to vaccinate against malaria, alongside of the of course the COVID and IVF, the AIDS, and other diseases. Rotary fights all kinds of diseases all around the world with the United Nations, and hopefully we'll be able to help the world with these projects.
Why did you choose Rotary? Why not another non-governmental organization?
Well, Rotary is actually a unique organization. It's the only organization in the world of volunteers, of having a very big network of professional people that helps the community. But the uniqueness is that to belong to Rotary, you have to pay dues, member fees. Other organizations are free, but if you pay, even though it's very small amount, you have the commitment. And I know that Rotary International is being seen in the world as an elite, but it is not. Rotary International wants and helps all the community all around the world, and we have got more than 126 countries and geographical areas around the world, which means most of the world. We've got very few countries that are not yet belong to Rotary International. Hopefully that in the future they will join, and then we'll be all the world members of Rotary International. Rotary have started in 1905 in Chicago by 4 members which thought that they can help the community, and then they've decided that if they can help the community in Chicago, they can enlarge it to help the communities all around the world. And nowadays we've got more than 1.4 million members in more than 55,000 clubs all around the world.
Which is, I can tell that Rotary is the biggest NGO in the world.
It's the biggest NGO, and it has the biggest private foundation in the world that really helps every topic, everything. We've got 7 core subjects that includes almost everything.
Let's go back to Romania, because we are in Romania. You are related somehow with Romania, right?
Well, my wife's father was born in Romania, in Botoșani, and he came as a young guy to Israel in 1948, and so my wife is half Romanian, but we've got a lot of Jewish immigrants that came from Romania to Israel, and we've got a lot of good friends in Romania and in Israel, and a lot of good connections and ties in the Romanian community.
Is your first visit to Slatina? You told me that you were in Cluj, you were in Bucharest, and on the other cities of Romania. But is Slatina?
Slatina is for my first time. I've arrived yesterday morning, and last night I joined the Slatina Rotary Club meeting, and I met the members. I really enjoyed it, to know other friends, new friends, and to hear about the projects in the community. And as I understand, they are doing a lot. There are only 24 members in Slatina Rotary Club. Hopefully they will enlarge and get more members.
Yeah, with 7.
But they are doing a lot, and from what I've heard, they are doing projects like they were not 24 but 240 members, and I believe that my heart is with them, and I will do my best to help them, and also all the region and the districts will join in the effort to help all the clubs in the vicinity, in the area, and in the zone.
Is there any chance to hear in the future, in the near future, about the projects, mutual projects, Slatina, Ramat HaSharon?
Ramat HaSharon, yes, my club.
Yeah.
Ramat HaSharon Rotary
Is
Club.
there any chance?
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully, yes. Well, as I said before, in the past I was the District Rotary Foundation Chair of the District of Israel, and my club, Ramat HaSharon, and also Israel as a district, had mutual matching grants with Romania, and then global grants with Romania, and hopefully we will be able to do mutual projects together in Romania and also, or maybe in Israel.
Yeah, I hope so, because I really believe in that friendship of Romanians and Jewish, because as I know, as far as I know, because I studied all the issues, all the problems, all the friendships between Romania and Israel, our heart is the same and beats the same, right?
Yes.
This year, the Rotary International Symposium will be in
Bucharest Institute. In October. Every year there is an institute of every zone around the world.
Okay.
Last year it was in Limassol, 2 years ago it was in Prague, and this year is going to be in Bucharest. From the 17th of October, we've got the Gets and the Guns. Gets is the governor-elected training seminar, following the governor nominee training seminar. Then the TRF, the Rotary Foundation seminar, and then the Institute for 3 days. All this week will be in Bucharest. Everybody is welcome. Everybody, please join the Bucharest Institute. It is on the website, the bucharestinstitute.com. Please see it, join it, and it will be really, really wonderful. Managed by the elected director of Rotary International, Daniel Tanase from Suceava.
So it's about a Romanian.
About Romanian, of course, because Daniel he was the coordinator of Region 24, and he was elected as a Rotary director, one of 17 directors all around the world that will be a part of the Rotary board, Rotary International board.
Okay. What people will see at the institute?
Rotarians from all countries of the Zone 24, Zone 21 and Region 24, with Region 25 Africa, and hopefully friends and guests from all around the world. I know that the past president of Rotary International from Sri Lanka is attending also, and a lot of other distinguished guests, and it's open for all Rotarians and all the public, and we will welcome everybody to join the Institute, and you can see the details in the website.
The first part of this TV show is ended. We have to take a break, and we will be here after some minutes. Welcome back to the TV show with the same guest, Haim Kenneth. we've talked a little bit more in this break. Let me ask you about this disaster in Ukraine, because that's a disaster. We can call a disaster.
Yeah, well,
The war is, in definition, a disaster.
we have very good ties also with Ukraine. And even before the war in Ukraine, we had several grants to help Ukraine and to support them with the activities and projects. For instance, we had a grant for computers in schools in Ukraine. And what we did is that we collected donations, and with some clubs in Ukraine, we donated computers to schools to make the studies easier. But in 2020, in the middle of these projects, the COVID started,
Yeah.
and we allocated some of the money for a project for orphanage in Kiev and in Odessa for children that needed masks and all kinds of machinery for fighting the COVID. And we did a very great grant, global grant, with the Rotary Foundation, and every dollar that we contribute to the grant through our district designated fund, the Rotary Foundation match 80% on top of it. So actually we did a project for $48,000 to help the orphanage and the community in Odessa, which was very, very successful. And this was only one part, small project that we did around Ukraine.
Does Romania was part?
Not in that project, but in 2021, 2022, when the war in Ukraine started, like other countries in the world, Israel collected donations to help the Ukrainian people, the refugees, and the children, and the community in Ukraine. We had a problem because we couldn't transfer what we collected to Ukraine because we didn't have an airport to land.
Yeah.
So we managed to, at the beginning, to send materials through Germany to Moldova and then to transfer it through the border to Ukraine. But the transportation costs so much.
Very expensive. Yeah.
Very expensive. So what we have decided is to transfer the money and not the goods to Romania Rotary. We had our friend, the district governor, Adrian Luca, at that day from Romania. We transferred him all the money that we collected, and we have decided in all the zone and all the countries that helped that some countries will help the refugees that came to Moldova, and some countries will help the refugees that came to Romania. So what we did is that we transferred the funds to Romania, and in Romania they bought the goods and transferred it through the border straight to Ukraine. And this was jointly with Romania Rotary clubs all around Romania, and it was very, very successful.
Yeah.
It was really successful and helpful to Ukraine.
What other projects was Romania involved, and Israel as a mutual, not only those two countries, but part of major projects? You told me about Kenya, you told me about Nigeria.
Yes, yes. In the past, we started a very huge project in a place called Turkana Desert in south of Kenya
Yeah.
and border of Sudan. And this project involves agriculture, water, environment, and teaching. We had a connection with the church, the Spanish church in Turkana, in Kenya, and they made with the local Rotary clubs in Mutaiga, in Kenya, the connection with the local villages in Turkana. Now, in the past, there was no agriculture in the desert.
Yep.
And what they had to do is going 5 kilometers with jars of water on the head or on the shoulders to bring water to the villages. You know that Israel has a very high knowledge of water and agriculture,
Yep.
because in Israel, when we started in 1948 and we got our independence, most of Israel was desert.
Yep.
And we developed the water, the agriculture in the desert, and we managed to get this knowledge and ideas all around the world. And what we did is we took a part of lands in the desert, in Turkana. We gave every farmer 5 acres of plots of lands. We taught them how to agriculture and how to plant these parts of lands. And instead of bringing water from every time for 5 kilometers, we built them reservoirs on the spot and brought water with pipes from 5 kilometers from the rivers, and we had dripping system that instead of watering or irrigating the plants with water, that the water goes down and doesn't help the plants, we have dripping water from pipes that gives drops of water.
Yeah.
This project called Tipa. The Tipa project, Tipa in Hebrew is a drop of water. And the idea was to teach these farmers how to make agriculture, simple agriculture, in order that they will be able to grow their own agriculture, and then to teach the other farmers in the nearby places, and then it will go on and on and on, and everyone will teach the other. And at the beginning they grew simple plants, and then the second stage and the third stage they started with tomatoes and cucumbers and every other plants, and it grew up. And now it's very successful, because what we did is that we helped the community in Turkana to fight desertification in Turkana. Of course, we had help from other countries. We had help from Romania, from United States, from Taiwan, from Japan, from many other countries. We are now in stage 5, level 5 of the project, which started 12 years ago, and it goes along every few years, and a different stage, a different level, continue on and on, growing, and very, very successful. And this was a successful and example for what we can do from a small project between two countries, or with the help of other countries, and to grow it to desertification. Another project we are doing now in Israel is fighting the desert in Israel. In the south of Israel, we've got the Negev desert. Now the idea is that to grow trees And you know the trees help the environment, and the environment is the seventh core subject of the Rotary Foundation and Rotary International because of the environment problem in the world. And so we have decided to form a new forest. We've got one in the north of the country where we plant trees, but the idea is to fight the desert. So we started a desert, a forest in the desert, which is called the Paul Harris Peace Forest in the Desert. Paul Harris was the founder of Rotary International, and with help from other countries like Romania, we are planting trees in that area and enlarging the forest to make bigger and bigger and stop the desertification. By planting trees, we are changing the desert to an inhabited place, people that can live there, water there, and have trips to that forest, and that's how we fight and help the environment around the world.
We've talked about those grants all along the show. What are those grants?
Global grants now in the world is being helped by the Rotary Foundation. Of course, every club and every district can do global grants with other countries in the vicinity, in the community, all around in the local community or around the world. But if you want the added value is by doing these grants through the designated district fund, because money that comes from the designated district fund is being matched 80% on top of it from the Rotary Foundation. So if you collect $1,000 and donate it, the Rotary Foundation will give you 80% on top of it. So instead of 1,000, you already have $1,800 to help the community. Of course, there are rules and limits, and the project must be at least the minimum $30,000, and it has to come from the DDF, the District Designated Fund, and the Rotary Foundation will see and check if it answers one of these 7 core subjects that Rotary Foundation supports, and of course approve it and help it. If you do not have the funds from the DDF, you can still do the project directly from your club, the local club or clubs. It doesn't have to be from one club. It can be for instance, from Slatina Rotary Club with other clubs in Romania and other clubs around the world, at least one club from abroad, and to contribute these money that they collect to the project, whatever they decide, and according to the terms of the Rotary Foundation.
Did you see in the near future a partnership between Rotary Club Slatina and your club? Can be possible?
It is possible. It is possible. We did it in the past, not with Slatina. We did it with Brasov Rotary Club. We helped with materials and for hospital in Brasov, and they did it. They built a unit in the hospital in Brasov. They needed the help of other countries. Of course, we in Israel, I was the DRFC, the Rotary Foundation coordinator of the district in Israel, and we helped the DRFC of Romania, and with the help of the Rotary Foundation, we enlarged the project and we helped, and I don't see why we cannot do it in Slatina and Salt and all around wherever it is needed, and hopefully it will be in the near future.
What does an application need to be approved for those global grants?
There are some rules that the Rotary Foundation insists that must be matched, of course.
Restrictive ones?
It is kind of restrictive, and but it is possible. It is possible. And I heard that Slatina Rotary Club have many projects that they do in the community for helping the community, for helping children, for helping medical needs. And I thought to myself, if they are doing such wonderful project, I spoke with Andrea, the president of Slatina Rotary Club, and I suggested that she will get in touch with the district governor, and I will help with the Israeli part of Rotary in Israel, and we will try to do a global grant together involving or making interest of other Rotary clubs around the world, United States, Europe, Africa, India, everywhere that we can have friends that can contribute and help and make this project, instead of a local project, to a bigger one, and help more community that needs this help. And that it can start in Slatina and grow to all district, and maybe even more.
Even in the area, in the zone.
Yes.
What does those applications promote? Because an application for the global grant must promote something.
First of all, whoever wants to do the grant needs to do a survey of the local needs. For instance, if you want, like in Slatina Rotary Club, they do checkup for people in the farms in the old district. The Rotary Foundation needs to do a survey that show that there is a need of that kind of help. After doing that local survey, we have to see what are the needs of the community, and then how we can help, and the last thing is where we can get the allocation of the money. This is easier than the beginning. After we do the survey and the needs and all this part of what the community really needs and what we can do to help them, then we're going to see where we can get the money, and afterwards we fill the local volunteers, the local president of Slatina or whoever she will appoint, will fill up the application to Rotary Foundation with the other members that helps the project, and it goes to Rotary International in the United States, where the headquarters of Rotary International, to be checked, and once it is approved, the projects go on, the money is being transferred to the local project managers and goes on to the local community. If buying medical needs or doing research or helping doing whatever the community needs.
Okay, let's say that Slatina will get a grant. I don't know on which parts to move to medical to scholarship. I don't know, but after that there's a part of monitoring and evaluation, right?
Yes, yes.
What,
Every project,
what is this?
every project that we do, Rotary International monitor and evaluate the success of the project. The point is that nobody wants to contribute or to do project that they are fail.
Mm-hmm.
We want to succeed because we really want to help the community all around the world. And after a year or two, after the project is being finished, the local community, the local Rotary Club that did this project has to fill up a survey and to see and follow up to see the success of the project. Of course, if the project is doing well and being set at the beginning well, there is no chance that the project will not succeed. And I'm sure that 99.9% of the projects are successful. I did, as I told you before, a project in Odessa during the COVID time, and 2 days ago I got a letter from Rotary International asking me to do the survey how it was successful. And if it was successful, and it was successful, they might even send a officer to see and see in his eyes the success in order to copy it to different places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
As
an example.
I told you for an example the TIPA project in Turkana, which involved water and agriculture and finding the environment, was so successful at the beginning, it's also successful now, that I was called to Seoul Convention to take part of a panel for the 30 or 40,000 members that was in the convention to talk about this project. And this project was copied to Ecuador and other parts of the world because it was a successful one. Yeah. And the guy that, the Rotarian that came with this idea was past director Gidi Piper from my club, from Rotary Ramat HaSharon Club, that started with this idea when he was a director of Rotary International, and now as a past district Rotary director, he continues, and now we are in level 5. And there is no reason why a grant or project from Slatina, which is a small club in the south of Romania, will not grow up and become international.
Yeah,
it is possible.
Hopefully.
And I hope that it will succeed and become one.
What's going next for you? Because you were the president of your local club. You were the governor of the district Rotary Israel. You were decorated with the Paul Harris Fellow decoration, the highest one.
I'm a major donor, which is a little bit higher than just one Paul Harris. Hopefully that in the near future I'll be able to become a third level, which is more contribution to the foundation. And yes, it's from bottom of my heart.
But in Rotary, what's next for you?
Well, I'm now serving as Assistant Rotary Coordinator of Region 24, which is Zone 21A, which is Central and Eastern Europe. 3 days ago, I was notified that the Rotary International past president, who is the president of the Rotary Foundation, nominated me as the Rotary Foundation coordinator of Region 24, as I said, Eastern and Central Europe, for the year of 24 until 27 of all these countries. Hopefully that I will be able to help these countries increase the donations all around of Europe and Eastern Europe to the Rotary Foundation, in order that the Rotary Foundation will be able to help others all around the world and success and succeed with other projects in Romania, in Israel, in Europe, in Africa, and all around the world. Also helping the districts, the governors, the Rotary Foundation chairs, and everybody with seminars, knowledge, and everything that I can help, I will do my best.
This is the final part of the show, because we are at the end of the 60 minutes. And I want to thank you so much for this show, for these knowledges that you shared with us, and hopefully in the near future you will come back again to Slatina, and why not to be here again at my show. It was a pleasure and an honor for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you and all the audiences. Join Rotary. Rotary is a very nice organization that helps the community of professionals, people that helps the community whenever and however that they can do. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening again, and we'll see back next week with another interesting subjects. Bye.